As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I am joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Very good morning to all the participants from India and abroad. Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut, deemed to be university, and it's a Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies. Extend greetings to all the participants from India and abroad who are attending today's national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022. Atmanirbhar Bharat in Agriculture. The webinar series is being hosted on every Thursday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Today is 17th November 2022. This webinar is on a very important topic, promoting rainwater harvesting through direct bore well recharge for rural transformation. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf, and as Professor Emeritus and Chairman of Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, and Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, and Center for Health Informatics and Computing. Let me welcome today's guest speaker to deliver the talk in the 101 edition of this national webinar series, Mr. Sikandar Meeranayak. I wish to inform the participants and the speaker that the university regularly conducts two webinar series, National Webinar Series on Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in Agriculture, and on every Thursday, an international webinar series on open source digital technology towards self-reliant India on every Saturday. For the benefits of the participants and the guest speaker, under this webinar series, the university has organized 100 webinars so far, started on 18th August 2020 in the midst of COVID pandemic situation. And many 100 topics, very important topic for the benefits of the participants. Let me read out only the title. Role of agriculture cooperative societies and e-governance. Blockchain technology-based fishery value chain. A self-contained village, a felt need of the day. It's very important for today's topic. Spices informatics network value chain. Lantana camera, a camouflaged treasure trove. Smart hill agriculture, a digitalized hill agriculture value system. Mera mobile, Mera marketing. Integrated mariculture, aquaponics, and precision agriculture. Smart tribal agriculture, optimizing value chain. Digital agri-tech and industry perspective. Land resources information system in India, present and road ahead. Weather decision technologies for increasing farm income. Big data in smart farming. Sustainable soil and land management for climate smart agriculture. Understanding market dynamics for increasing farm income. Role of technologies in mitigating crop risk. How to generate additional profit via simple, attractive approaches in farm produce. Adoption of flexi rubber check dam technology. Potential benefit for farmers in rainfed and coastal agro ecosystems. Also relevant for today's topic. Realizing the economic benefits of agroforestry. Octosol organic humic solutions for increasing crop yields and quality while increasing farm income and improving soil health. Closing the nutrient loop. Phosphorus management in protein farming, improving nutrient use efficiency and farm productivity. Artificial intelligence enabled pest management technology for agriculture crop protection. Empowering farmers through extension and knowledge dissemination, role of mass media. Smart poultry monitoring solutions. Agro biodiversity, intellectual property laws, agriculture and farmers' welfare, and insight into the issues for India's agrarian economy. Manufacture and application of biochar for increased soil fertility and crop productivity. Sustainable integration of livestock with agriculture for farm income increase. Role of geographical indication, on improving farmers' income, lessons from Asia and Pacific region. Dairy Informatics Network Value Chain, a dairy tech startup perspective for farmers' income increase. Spices Informatics Network Value Chain, a turmeric startup perspective for farmers' income increase. Generating sustainable on-farm income through fintech intervention. Nutrition sensitive agriculture, pathway for increasing farmer income. Artificial intelligence and data analytics to ensure optimal nutrition in the soil, harvested food that minimizes human disease. Bioenergy supply chain, a business opportunity for rural enterprises and farmer produce organization. Tech enabling India's tech starved farmers for manifold increase in productivity and income. Open insurance ecosystem for agriculture producers, risk management solutions to overcome repercussions on farmers' income, market stability, and food safety. Role of mass media for income increase. A case study from Green TV. Agriculture Stack, AgStack, open source digital infrastructure for the agriculture ecosystem, a Linux Foundation project. Circular bioeconomy towards resilience, urgent need for redefining raw materials and modified waste management policies and regulations. Agritech New Horizon in Indian agriculture. Supporting of farmers for marketing will only help doubling of income by 2022. Rural transformation for farmers' income increase. Case studies from impoverished districts. Mobile enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenges, a case study from daily orders. John Deere's journey in India, integrated precision agriculture solutions, doubling the income of farmers through eco agri revolution. Doubling the income of farmers through eco agri revolution solutions. Bayer's carbon farming initiatives, post-production intervention, maximizing value for farmers, BAFE models of revival of traditional water management systems to enable doubling of farmers' income. Once again, it is very important for today's topic. Should we adapt to farmers' welfare as a new paradigm instead of farmers' income? ICT intervention in agriculture, challenges and opportunities. Democratizing the future of farming, a global experience. Commercial processing of fodder. Next game changer in dairying, data-driven agriculture and agri-tech startup perspective, agribusiness potentials in Moringa, agricultural income pathways, strengthening links between agricultural activities and nutrition outcomes, technology, education, research, rehabilitation for the environment, cultivating dignity for farmers, model village development program, a case study from Maharashtra. Market driven agriculture, need for development of crop specific strategies at block level. Farmers collective with value addition, powerful business model for income increase for small and marginal farmers. Lessons from Operation Flood for transforming agriculture and food systems. Sustainable food production. Agriculture marketing in India, defects therein, and remedial measures, if any. Small scale fisheries and their contribution to rural livelihoods, case study from developing countries. Impacting lives through livelihood production, promotion, and value chain development, case study of Vritti impact model. Organic spices cultivation for doubling of farmers' income in northeastern region of India, a value chain analysis. Agriculture exports management, imperatives of integrating with the global value chain at the earliest. Agriculture value chain challenges and opportunities. Dairy husbandry for food security and national prosperity. Mushroom cultivation, a way towards self-reliance from agricultural waste and providing nutritional food security to the nation. Smas Palekar, natural farming, future of farming rooted in Indian tradition. Vision 2025, agriculture and allied sectors viewpoint. Doubling income of tribal families through value chain intervention and minor forest producer. A case study on custard apple value chain from Udaipur and Udaipur, Rajasthan. Unati Agri, internet in farmlands, key for prosperous farmers. Jackfruit informatics network value chain, a needed digital infrastructure for increasing farmers' income. Doubling of farmers' income through integrated agri value chain. Potential role of minor fruits in achieving national nutritional and livelihood security. Fisheries Informatics Network Value Chain, a case study from Manja Technology. Untapped potential for growth. Co-create solutions to realize gains for farms, household, and community. Once again, it is relevant for today's topic. Neem tree. Sustainable solutions to livelihood, chemical-free, nutritious food, and global warming. One district, one product informatics network value chain, key to unlocking India's potential of agri-exports. Village e-commerce challenges, barriers, and potentials in rural India. Export promotion of GI tagged agriculture products from India, issues, challenges, and potential. Doubling Indian farmers' income through indigenous cows. Opportunities and challenges. Livestock insurance ecosystem, a necessity for smallholder farmers in India. Innovative future farming, a need for design of agriculture. Empowering rural farmers by co-creating value-added products and agri-techpreneur perspective. Food value chain issues, challenges, and potential. Animal health husbandry, quality, innovation, talent, and technology have powers to transform. Farm linked activities and secondary agriculture, empowering small and marginal farmers in India. Harnessing opportunities in rainfed areas, pathway to prosperity. Agri entrepreneurs development, path program Pathway for Farming as a Service, Agricultural Resources Information System, and micro level planning for enhancing farm health, key to achieving the doubling farmers' income by 2022 agenda put forth. Growth and structural transformation in agriculture in India moving to the next level. Fisheries value chain, empowering fisher folk and allied workers through digitalized fishery input management system. Village level cooperatives, a proven model to elevate farmers from their poverty. Experience sharing on entrepreneurial journey in secondary agriculture. AgroCrade, a AI-powered digital infrastructure enabling digital trade in fruits and vegetables. Innovation for waste to wealth. Innovation for waste to wealth. Development of livelihood activities among tribals through Nature Science Foundation. Today is the 101st edition of this national webinar series, which will be addressed by Mr. which will be addressed by Mr. Sikandar Meeranayak. Mr. Sikandar Meeranayak on the very important topic promoting rainwater harvesting through direct borewell recharge for rural transformation. Dear participants, please see the keywords: rainwater harvesting, borewell recharge, and rural transformation. India is said to be a land of villages. Acharya Vinoba Bhave said India is largely an agriculture country, Krishi Pradhan Desh, and a country of villages. More than 6.25 lakhs villages. Agriculture sector is the foundation of Indian economy. It employs more than 50% of India's workforce and contributes to 17 to 18% of the GDP. And it is the main source of food, employment, and income for 70 to 80% of the people suffering from hunger in developing countries. At present, agricultural livelihoods are being severely impacted world over as a result of anthropogenic global warming and climate change. According to the findings from Council on Energy, Environment and Water, recent climate vulnerability index, 463 of India's districts, which are home to 968 million people according to 2011 census of India, are extremely vulnerable to climate events. Farmers of India are facing multi-dimensional problems: price fluctuation, debt, and lack of infrastructure and weather-related information. Indian farming community consists of about 14.5 crores operational holdings, of which 85% farmers have small and marginal size operational holdings. They need timely, location specific, personalized information for effective control on their production, risk, and then market their produce to identified market opportunities. Many national level programs, be it Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, and Stand Up India programs have faced operational difficulties for its impact at farm level and farmer level, that too at small and marginal farmers. But as of now, Make in India is making important inroad into farm management through their drone-based technology applications, drone technology applications. And Home Minister, I would like to quote Honorable Prime Minister's speech at the 7th Governing Council meeting of Niti Aayog held on 7th August 2022 in New Delhi. In his opening address, he stressed, I quote, the need to focus on modernized agriculture, modernized animal husbandry, modernized food processing to become self-sufficient and global leader in the agriculture. In his closing remark, he said, I quote, each state should focus on promoting trade, tourism, and technology via every Indian mission around the world. The states must focus on reducing imports, increasing exports, and identifying opportunities thereof. We have the recommendation from the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 report to 2018. I was closely associated with this committee for two volumes, volume 11 and volume 12B, as a subgroup leader. Volume 11 talks about empowering the farmers through agriculture extension and knowledge dissemination. And volume 12B talks about digital technology in agriculture. This talks about 7 mission mode programs for introducing digital technology in agriculture for digital transformation of agriculture. The 7 mission mode programs are digitalized agriculture, synergization of government schemes at the farm level through smart irrigated farming, smart rainfed farming, and smart tribal farming. Today's topic is very important for 3 categories of smart farming, categories. Digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions, digitalized agricultural resources information system and micro level planning for achieving smart village and smart farming, digitalized value chain for about 400 agricultural commodities, digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agricultural finance, credit, marketing, and agribusiness management to the farmers. Digitalize integrated land and water management system, per drop more crop. It is also one of the recommendation of the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report, popularly known as Dr. Ashok Dalwai Committee report. And this is very important for today's topic. And last one is digitalize farm health management for reduction of farmers' loss. That is to see the health data of human health, farmer health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, fisheries health, and environmental health over a GIS technology at village level. So this is, if this is done, hereafter for any pandemic situation, we don't have to have a national lockdown. It has to be a local lockdown or a locations lockdown. And this is a $1 trillion data economy. And India can have a data center maybe in 5 to 10 years from now with 5,000 data scientists and engineers work only in interrelated health data economy. And we have Atmanirbhar Bharat. This is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister of making India a self-reliant nation, rested on 5 I's: intent, inclusion, investment, infrastructure, and innovation, based on 5 pillars: quantum jump in economy, infrastructure, one that represents modern India, 21st century technology-driven systems, vibrant demography, and demand whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized. And during the third tranche of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, the government has announced and released 1.5 lakh crore as a booster to strengthen 1 lakh for with respect to 1 lakh crore to agriculture cooperative society, farmer produce organization, and startup for boosting farm gate infrastructure. 10,000 crores for formalization of micro food enterprises and for following cluster based farming approach. and 20,000 crores for PM Matsya Sambada Yojana to pay way for additional fish production of 70 lakhs tons over 5 years. This is where today's topic is very important for, you know, rainwater harvesting for inland fisheries development. Very important. And we have Amrit Kal led up to 100. Next 25 years of strategic plan for making India new India by the time we reach 2047. And we have a blueprint for Amrit Kal, which is of inclusive nature. And I also would like to quote the Prime Minister's historic Independence Day speech given on 15th August 22nd. He said, he named 5 pillars for India's development. He titled as 5 pledges for 2047, goal of developed India. Remove any trace of colonial mindset. Take pride in our roots, unity, and sense of duty among the citizens. We have sustainable development goals of UN and Agenda 2030 to get the future we want. 17 sustainable development goals and 169 targets. Today's topic is promoting rainwater harvesting through direct bore well recharge for rural transformation. Let me repeat, promoting rainwater harvesting through direct bore well recharge for rural transformation. And under this webinar series, we conducted about 16 webinar titles in this area, related to this area. Self-contained village, a felt need of the day, this information system in India, present and road ahead, sustainable soil and land management for climate smart agriculture, adoption of flexi rubber check time technology, potential benefit for farmers in rainfed and coastal agro ecosystems, doubling the income of farmers through eco-agri revolution, BAIF models of revival of traditional water management system to enable doubling of farmers' income, cultivating dignity for farmers, model village development programs, case study from Maharashtra, Subhash Palekar, Subhas Palekar natural farming, feature of farming rooted in Indian tradition, untapped potential for growth, co-create solutions to realize gains for farms, households, and communities, harnessing opportunities in rainfed areas, pathway to prosperity, agricultural resources information system, and micro-level planning for enhancing farm health, key to achieving the doubling farmers' income by 2022 agenda put forth. And in the international webinar series, we had a talk on gravity filter, a simple low-cost solution to the drinking water treatment in rural India. And India becoming drone technology globe hub by 2030, which talked about drone technologies for water harvesting and agriculture. Farm-wise database and farmer-wise database are two basic assets on which Agriculture 4.0 shall operate to minimize COVID-19 like situation in near future. Development of smart farmer, smart farming, and smart village in an agricultural ecosystem shall lead to a national open digital ecosystem of the country. Our country is an agrarian economy and hence request to be digitalized agriculture required to be request to be a digitalized agriculture economy at the earliest on priority basis. In 2008, when I was delivering a talk in Central Pondicherry Central University, I talked about the pilot project which initiated by National Informatics Center. I was then as Deputy Director General in NHC. It is to map needs of farming community, agricultural resources information system. And it didn't take place, but it has now become a part of the doubling farmers' income by 2022. Very important for today's topic. Water conservation, rainwater harvesting. I would like to quote from what is available, what is published in the mygov.in, which is maintained from the Prime Minister's office. As the world faces an increasingly critical need to address climate change, the impact that water conservation has on a sustainable environment is untenable. Groundwater is the primary source of fresh water that caters to the demand of ever growing domestic, agrarian, and industrial sectors of the country. Over the years, it has been observed that the necessity for the exploitation of groundwater resources for various everyday needs like toileting, bathing, cleaning, agriculture, drinking water, industrial, and ever changing lifestyles with modernization is leading towards tremendous water wastage. Though many technological devices are being developed to minimize the water wastage, the impact will be greater if every individual contributes to water conservation by minimizing or optimizing groundwater usage for daily activities. Today, water conservation at individual level has become very critical. In this context, adopting rainwater harvesting and recharging groundwater is one of the simplest and best measures in conserving water globally. This practice has this practice can efficiently be implemented in lieu of traditional water supplies that are currently on the verge of tapping out. Rainwater harvesting is a simple strategy by which rainfall is gathered and stored for future usage. This process involves collection and storage of rainwater with the help of artificially designed systems that runs off natural or man-made catchment area, example rooftop, compounds, rocky surface, hill slopes, or artificially repaired impervious or semi-pervious land surface. The collected rainwater from surface on which rain falls may be filtered, stored, and utilized in different ways or directly used for recharge purposes. Rainwater harvesting is unrestricted from any kind of impurity with, with relatively less storage costs and no maintenance costs involved except for periodical cleaning. With the depleting groundwater levels and fluctuating climate conditions, these measures can go a long way to help mitigate the effects rising water scarcity. The adverse effects rising water scarcity. Reserving rainwater can help recharge local aquifer, reduce urban flooding, and most notably, ensure water availability in water scarce zones. There are two major techniques of rainwater harvesting: surface runoff harvesting and groundwater recharge. Harvesting and collection of rainwater is an adequate strategy that can be used to address the problem of water crisis globally. For this, government should come out with an appropriate incentive structure and logistic assistance to make it a real success. Sustainable to safe water, rainwater harvesting to recharge village. I quote from the website wateraid.org. Duck wells are one of the major sources of drinking water in rural India. Due to summer months and depleting groundwater, many of these wells become dry. Water Aid is working on duck wells recharge through rainwater harvesting. In this model, rooftop of a household is converted into a catchment, directing the harvested rainwater to go through a pipe attached with conventional filters into a well. This ensured the majority of well that has become dry in summer to become working with marked improvement in water availability and quality. The potential, which it has been calculated according to the rainwaterharvesting.org website, area of catchment square meter into amount of rainfall is equal to volume of water received cubic meter. There are influencing factor. Among the several factors that influence the rainwater harvesting potential of a site, they are ecoclimatic conditions and the catchment characteristic are considered to be the most important. Ecoclimatic conditions and the catchment characteristic are considered to be the most important. Water harvesting potential equal to rainfall mm and area of catchment and runoff coefficient. According to the website of Sankalp Rural Development Strategy, according to the website of Sankalp Rural Development Strategy, I was very much impressed when I read it. They have a vision. They call it our vision. Enough water for all. This is a government should have given, but an NGO working on the grassroots level is having a global vision. Enough water for all. Sankalp Rural Development Society dreams of a world where there is a plenty of water for everyone. And their mission is to end water scarcity in India using an integrated rural development approach. Integrated rural development approach to create awareness of the imperative need for rainwater harvesting for farmers and communities. Farmers and communities, that is rural India. Farmers and communities. And the goal is to end water scarcity in India. I appreciate and thank you, Mr. Sikandar Meeranayak.
Thank you.
According to
Thank
the
you.
synopsis of the guest speaker, I also very much impressed. The activities are holistic in nature. They are activities collaborating all verticals of social development, education, health, livelihood, water conservation, sanitation, women empowerment through enhanced income generation bound programs. Important activities for the present day national webinar series Doubling Farmers Income by 2022. It also talks about innovative twin ring method of borewell recharge. Is an easily implemented and cost-effective method that is helping hundreds of farmers with their water challenge. They have operationalized 2,400 plus rural bore wells in more than 10 states: Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu. More than which includes 80 rooftop water harvesting projects, 200 water storage tanks, more than 60 urban projects, and 42 rainwater harvesting ponds. A successful, and it is a very important thing. I got a scheme approved by the then Planning Commission for Smart Village, and he talks about a successful village needs an information dissemination center. He calls it as village information center and also farmer management information center. They are some of the vital aspects of inclusive development. This is what the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report talks about it: digital technology in agriculture. Is SRDS, the Sankalp Rural Development Society, is a non-profit organization promoting rainwater harvesting techniques involving borewell recharging and rooftop rainwater harvesting since January 2008. It works throughout India to bring about awareness of rainwater conservation practices, management of rainwater, and the importance of water recycling to the rural people, semi-urban people, and urban communities. This talk will cover the challenge and potential in promoting rainwater harvesting through direct borewell recharge for rural transformation in the country. With this, let us now turn to the address by Sikandar Meeranayak, Chief Executive Officer, Sankalpa Rural Development Society, Hubbali, Karnataka, and very important topic, promoting rainwater harvesting through direct borewell recharge of rural transformation. This topic will motivate and galvanize the participants watching over telecast through facebook.com Shobhit University India, youtube.com Shobhit University in, or linkedin.com company Shobhit University for establishing agri-tech startups, physical plus digital infrastructure in association with Sankalp Rural Development Society, facilitating agriculture and rural transformation of the country. Let us unlock the opportunities in India at the earliest. Let me introduce the guest speaker to the audience, Mr. Manish. Sikandar Meeranayak, an entrepreneur in the field of modern day rainwater harvesting, is the founder of Sankalpa Rural Development Society in 2008 and its executive director and CEO. Sankalpa Rural Development Society is a non-profit organization promoting rainwater harvesting techniques involving borewell recharging and rooftop rainwater harvesting. The SRDS works throughout India to bring about awareness of rainwater conservation practices, management of rainwater, and the importance of water recycling to the rural and semi-urban and urban communities. Sikandar Meeranayak is the winner Energy Globe World Award, category Water 2018 at Iran, chosen from 2,300 plus entries from 182 countries, and winner of International Water Association Development Award for Practice 2019, chosen from 74 valid nominations from 29 countries at Sri Lanka. Other awards include Samanuja Samanuya Community Award, Rotary International District 3170 61st District Conference 2020, Deshpande Foundation Fellowship in 2008, NABARD Rural Innovation Award 2012, Best Water Harvesting NGO Award 2012-13, and Business Responsibility Award from FICCI Bangalore, and Karmavir Award 2013. On 26th June 2022, Sikandar Meeranayak was conferred with Nadaprabhu Kembakauda Award in Bengaluru, organized by the Karnataka Cultural Trust and Shrishti Shakti. The New Indian Express, Hubbali edition, 5th November 2021, says about Sikandar Meeranayak and his organized society as transforming lives with astute vision. He had his graduation, Bachelor of Social Work degree from KSS College, Kadak, and schooling from Sri Someshwar High School, Kotumachaki, Hubbali, Karnataka. With this one, I would like to invite Mr. Sikandar Meeranayak to participate in National Webinar Series on Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat Agriculture, to talk on promoting rainwater harvesting through direct borewell recharge for rural transformation. We welcome you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for introducing us. As very small person, you introduced very big level, and I'm very happy to see this your university. And today I'm presenting with us one more person. We are both of us. We are here. Miss Shajar Robinson also. She is also our well wisher, and she is from Australia. We are both are presenting our technology, and sometimes if I am any difficult, I can ask her. She can explain because my English is not good, but I can work here. Okay. Yeah. So can I go ahead presentation now?
Please carry on.
Yes. That's
Is there any problem?
no. I can do it.
Okay.
This.
Is there problem on loading or?
It's loading. It's loaded. It's loaded now.
Eh? You send it to Mr. Manish. He will be able to show it. Hello. Okay. Good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. As sir has mentioned, Sikandar here. So this is Sankalpa Rural Development Society, we are working on rainwater harvesting through borewell recharge. You can see that here what happened in a lot of farmers are digging a borewells. The borewells are yearly by year it will be going down. Then they can go for again one more borewell. They dig it. Then again they failed that dry borewell. They thought like that. They think okay, I can take one more borewell. See, it's a simple. It's a United Nations has given an one the survey. The world water table has decreased. 40% has decreased in India total. In India is we are very harvesting using the borewells. So you can see that the last 10 years, the 60% of water under the water table is going down. In 1960, there in India, only 10 lakhs open wells. Now it is 2000, we have got it 2000, this data, it's around 40 to 400 feet to 1900 feet digging the bore wells. So in each district, each state will be different, the deep as digging a bore wells. So now the situation, then you can see in Bangalore and all, they can get 1200 1900 feet minimum. This is the situation. Because of that, the urbanization that we are going to make it a tar road, dumper road, concrete CC road, and all, the water will not percolating percent is very less now. So this is the situation. And so what we are going to do in this situation, and what is the technology we are going? See, we are offering, because I'm not saying that a lot of problems is there. So what is the solution with this? Today I'm talking about the solutions. The problems already is so and so. So now I'm not go for the lot of problems. And that our services, what we are do that our services, we do rainwater harvesting urban area and rural areas. So in urban area, we work with the industries, apartment, and some schools, buildings, and all. And we are not go for the pond and all in urban area, and go discussing later. And we have the some ATG 12A and all. We have the FCRA. We will take the some CSR fund from the companies and other people, some CSR. We work with the farmers level. And we are getting a CSR fund from the companies and other CSR companies. So we work with the farmers. We are not going full free of that amount. So at least if you are going to implement his bore wells, the 50% contribution from the farmers, 50% from the CSR amount, we will implement that borewell recharge project. That will be, if you are going to free, there is no make sense. There is no value for that. So that's what, if we give at least the farmer will contribute his some money pocket, his money, his borewell, then it will come its ownership. That's purpose we are doing this model. And Sankalpa has started 2008. So far we are implemented around 2,400 borewell recharge, and 231 villages we covered, and 7,500 families win water from our technology, and 3,860 acre irrigated, additionally acre irrigated through our technology. So we are ready to scale up this technology in the global level. So it's not Sankalpa only can come and implement various city and various states. So we are ready to help the people to train them. They get a train from us. They can implement their respected areas. This is our plan. So what we are doing? So here,
Mr.
and this is the twinning method. This is the twinning method. So we can do bigger tank. If you can go bigger tank, there is the holding capacity is very less. If you can sending the rainwater through this borewell, they can get 100%. Lot of water goes inside the aquifers. It will be get other borewells also, because the one farmer is implementing one borewell, he will helping other borewells also, other aquifers he can fill that, because now the aquifers is filling this is filling the aquifers. This is the main concept. And southern Karnataka, the farmer can harvest 5 million liters of 1 year. That we estimated that, because we are making the some 1 lakh liters or 2 lakh liters capacity of pond. That pond 10 to 15 times or less than 10 times to fill in empty that pond. We can 10 lakh liters we are sending the per one borewell. So it will be more than this year is a lot of 20 times, 30 times fill in empty that ponds. So that you can say measure how much water we are sending the for one borewell. Because in here there is no evaporating rates. The very 10% of evaporating rate, because the immediately the 24 hours or 30 hours the pond is empty again. Again rainwater comes, again empty that ponds. Here there is no percolation rate is very high. So we are sending directly through the that casing pipe. So how is going? Why it is important method? It is easy to implement. I told already, and using natural materials. We are not using any some the materials are like stones, gravels, and else we are using, and cement rings, and 100% guarantee we get water from the borewell, and viability and cost effective. If you can go for new borewell, the farmers, if you go for new borewells, he spent around 1 lakh rupees. Instead of this technology, around 30 to 35,000 rupees he can spend on existing borewells. We are ready to 100% guarantee for that. If the borewell digger person, he dig just for digging, taking the 30 to 40,000 rupees, minimum 200 or 300 feet. But you can see that 1,000 feet or 1,500 feet, the per feet he is charging 250 rupees. You can see how much amount we are spending only for digging that. It's using the existing borewell. It is dry one or little improve that the borewell. So we can implement this technology, spending on 35,000 rupees, 100% they get water from the his borewell. That permanent solution, a long time, a long life. It will be get very long life, because every year rainwater is coming, goes inside, and you are taking the water from the borewell. It's again it will be, it's a one time investment. There is no again every year you have to do that. Then there is no circus in that using the every year consultant. How we can building the house like that, we can making the one system. That system will be long life. There is no nothing in the broken in that. That's very small and simple technology. And now how this is the technology how we are going to implement. You can see the down picture. There is a white one, that is a casing pipe. You can see that casing pipe. And what we do in the casing pipe, the surrounding the casing pipe, and the upper size I mentioned here, 4 feet and 4 feet and 7 feet. Depth is we are digging 8 feet depth. In the 8 feet bottom, from the bottom, we are putting the gravels in the 40 gravels, like a stone, like khadi. Some places, khadi, some places, no, jelly, they're calling different area, and gravels, 40 1 feet, and 20 is 1 feet, and 6 is a 1 feet. Because now earlier we are using sand, now we are not using the sand, because sand is very difficult to getting now, but sand is very smooth. We are not using the this smooth sand, we are using rough sand. If it is building, they can make the plaster, that's a rough sand they are using, that also we are using that. We can 1 feet, you can fit that. Then later we can make the holes in the casing pipe. See that all the gravels we put it at 1 feet. Then we wrap the mesh. We make the holes. You can see that left side of the picture. We are making the very small 5 holes in the casing pipe, around 10 to 12 or 13, 15 holes in the casing pipe, like it's a zigzag. It's not one place to one hole to another one, 4 to 5 inches distance. So then we can make the wrap the mesh here. We can tie through that the russi or rope, and that we can make it that rope. We can bend it. Then after that, we can putting some cement ring in available in the cement ring in market. It is on 400 or 500 rupees per one cement ring, 3 feet dia, 1 feet height. So we are putting the where dig it 8 feet. We fill the gravels 3 feet. Then we remaining the 5 feet. In the 5 rings, we are putting surrounding a borewell 5 rings one by one, another one by one. We are making the small pond. We are making here. You can see in I'm going by yes. Here we are making pond. The surface water in the agriculture sector, the water will be flowing here. The water will be stored in the pond. Then that after that we are just from the pond to the we are putting a one pipe from the pond to the first string. The first string here you can see that yeah in the first ring the distance from rings and pond is around 12, 15 feet or 10 feet depend on the area of catchment area depend on the flow of water. Some places where the distance from borewell to pond it is 50 feet or 60 feet or less than 100 feet. We are putting from there we are making the pipe, the pc pipe we are putting that. See that the finally it will looks like this in your area. See there is a pond. The finally it looks like this. This one you can sit there. You can talk there. See this is the cost is around 25,000 rupees because in this area the farmer will getting this kind of materials. It's very cheap rate. There you can around 25,000 rupees, 26,000 rupees. Okay, so this looks like this, and then you can see here, here this also you can picture, you can the sitting there. If it is any problems that the borewell, it is some repair comes, they can the road come, the vehicle come and take the pump and repair that. So that will make it option. So this is see, and here the here one of the borewell were implemented. Uh, so this is the Kunwar from the Hubbali. So we are implemented. Earlier this borewell is 1.5 inch. Now it is 3 inches water. He spent around 26,000 rupees. Now this farmer are earlier he was using only less than half acre. He are using this for one borewell. Now is a 6 acre he using for his one borewell. That is will be doubling of income. What you say, it is this technology. So the farmer has get good water, and he can think on what crop he can grow. We can't the crop is he will choose that. So that is one. And see this is the one of the case, and see that what is the benefit of this. The benefit is of immediately 1 or 2 rains. I'm saying that 100% you can give me total how many years dried up borewells. There's nothing, there is no problem how many years dried up your borewells. Within 1 or 2 rains you get 100% recharge that same one which is dried up. So it's our logo and our we are confidence that because we are implemented 10 set in India, 2,400 borrow recharge we are implemented that. We got a lot of success stories in that. So underground improves the water table and cost effective. Instead of spending 1 lakh rupees, that 30,000 rupees get that the farmers, 30,000 rupees he spent on borrow recharge. The farmers healthy that water give the food care security, and the for the future generations that reducing the borewell diggers. That is our motto. And rural villagers, the landless farmers will getting the job, and he's one borewell is recharged. He will get summer also. He grow the crop there in summer also. He give the job to the landless farmers and increase the groundwater. And one more thing is we tested a lot of times, and the hardness will be reduced. The water hardness will be reduced, and TDS will be improved. The TDS also is improved, and the water became a sweet. If the water is salt in your borewell, in the this water goes inside the aquifers, it will be the salt content will reduce that. So you get a water, it will become a sweet. So in this technology. And see, this is the one of the farmers of Poshetti is we are implemented in Nizamabad in Andhra Pradesh, and now it's Telangana. In Telangana, we are implemented this. And earlier, we saw his borewell. He did 4 borewells. After the 4 borewells, he dried up all the crop in his village, in his land. Then after the 2 borewells were implemented in his land, and now that next in the 1 year, after the 1 year, rain comes, good rain comes, and all is you see that how he's getting a greener in his land. So that is the success rate with. And here one of the farmer, he dig he's a Shankar. The Shankar has dug a borewell and only very little bit of water. Now he is 4 to 5 acre of land is irrigating that. The 2 3 times paddy is growing in Andhra Pradesh. And here's one of the person where I see here and the right side photos, the time of digging the borewell, he didn't get water from the borewell. So sometimes we are telling the farmers, you have to check it whether your borewell water is a logging area or flowing area. You have to dig a borewell. Doesn't matter water comes or not. You can put a casing pipe. Then I can come there. I can help that. So we can implement this technology within a one rainy season. They get the water from that borewell. This borewell we in Shira, Karnataka, we are implemented where that's the right side of the photos, the digging them little, the single of water will not get it that. So then we implemented, we saw there, we implemented, then we get the water from the borewells. Yeah, this is one of the in this I'm in agriculture sector. Any questions in the agriculture sector? Maybe Shajar she's visited this technology in Shira. Shajar can explain this if you would like.
We will you complete this one, then we'll come
Okay.
back. You complete.
Okay. Yeah, later on questions. Yeah, this is the this I am discuss about this agriculture sector, how we are implementing the technology, and this is the urban model. In urban model, same like what 4 feet and 7 feet, and here we are making some 4 feet and 10 feet, and we are making we are not go for here we are not go for the urban area pond, just for multiple rings we are using that. So instead of pond, where multiple rings we are using, and we can take the roof water, we'll leave it the first ring, and second ring the water comes, and third rings it will come, and it will be goes same. The methodology is the same. The water will be catchment. We'll send it in the borewell. And his borewell, what we are implemented in last maybe 5 6 years back, this borewell we are implemented in Hubbali, and the building the time of building, so the water will very hardness, he can't drink that water, so they're using the membrane like a RO water. This water is going to RO, that membrane they're using every month, they're using the changing the membrane. Now they're using 4 to 6 months using the changing the membrane because of the hardness. Now they reduce the hardness, TDS will be reduced, the water will be become a sweetness, it will coming down. So that is the impact story in that this borewell. And see, this is we are implemented in Palghar district in Maharashtra. You can see in Palghar district in Maharashtra getting 2000 millimeter in that area. In the summer, it will comes in the February and January. This borewells are dried up, totally dried up. Hand pumps dried up in the Palghar Mumbai area. You can see that after Mumbai is 50 60 kilometer, the total borewell dried up that after March. And so we are implemented this technology in Palghar district using the spend on 45,000 rupees. We are taking all the roof water, collecting the one place, and we can collecting the leaving the first ring, and the second ring it will become. See how it is. See this technology. The first rainwater you can see how it will be colorful, and second ring you can see the very clean water, because water comes in the first ring and goes down, and second ring it will becomes the reverse, like the upper side go and down from the upper side it will come that water. The where we make the holes in the casing pipe, that same mechanism you are using from the agriculture sector, here also same, but here we are using the rings method. There we are using two rings, twin ring. Here is multiple rings in the urban area. See this we are implemented in UP. This borewell are implemented UP Unnao district. We are implemented. Here I using that small building. We only three rings. Here the five rings we are implemented. Some places two rings also. It's a depend on building. So we are using this technology. See, this borewell were implemented in 2018. and this borewell recharge we are implemented. Using this also, it's very hardness. The using this water for the trees will not grow in this water. That kind of hard that water. Then the land will comes in the white that will becomes that using that borewell. So we are this bidding is very bigger. We take the whole bidding of this and leave it in the first ring, and second ring water comes, and third it will comes, and fourth it goes in the water table that water. So whole yearly around is he that the his person he says now earlier he can't drink that water directly, he can't drink that water. Now this year after 1 year and 2 years he's using directly to drink that water. It's very sweet, it's very sweetness, because I told earlier, the sending the rainwater is very sweet and very clean, and just we are making some mechanism for the filtration for that. So we are sending the water to directly that. Why I'm using these rings instead of this pond? Because in the urban area we don't have the space for the making the pond, and childrens are here, so the casing pipe is very small. So we the lakhs together rainwater will be collecting the within 1 hour, half an hour. We can't send immediately all the rainwater in the small casing pipe. That's what we can make the storage for this all the rings. If you can make the storage kind of the tank, it will be cost is very high, because 25 rupees per liter for the cost. This is very around 80,000 to 82,000 rupees cost. We are cost this technology. If you can go for 5,000 liters, you can spend 2 lakh rupees for the spending for the making the storage tank. So instead of this very low technology, lowest storage tanks, we can make like this. See, this is the one of the school and colleges that the residential school were implemented. We can take the runoff water, we make it like this open chamber, like a just you can natural open chamber. We'll collecting that, and we can leave it the two rings method we are implemented here also. Okay, so it is the single building that 18,000 rupees. The single houses like 60 by 40 in your single houses. If you have the borewell, you can take the roof water. You can make it two rings. Will the first ring will leave it that the roof water, and second ring it will be automatically water goes inside. In that there is no maintenance. Only you can keep the clean in your roof, and the first ring you can open that cap. You can clean it only something leaves and any in your dust in the roof. You have to do the only cleaning that. There is no other maintenance for that. See this our project we are implemented so many different farm we are implemented in farmer community and some industries, schools and colleges, apartment we are implemented, some CSR we are working with that. So this is we get award already, sir has mentioned in award from our technology, and our we are what we are saying one time investment.
No, you just to go to the previous slide. I'm taking it so that you just awards. Okay, good. No awards. Okay.
Okay.
Next. Awards.
Yeah, next. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Awards. Yes.
Okay, just. Okay.
Already you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Please carry on.
Okay. So what we say to the farmer, one-time investment, permanent solution for your borewells. If the farmer has spent on 35,000 rupees, 40,000 for implementing the borewell recharge, within 1 year, the dried up borewell, water comes, goes inside the borewell, all the water goes inside the borewell. Within 1 year, they didn't get the water from his borewell. I am ready to pay the return money with interest if he's not borewell is getting that. That is I'm doing the challenge for that. Because this we very technology very simple. You can send your team, your student, I can train them, they can get this technology, they can implement their areas. it's not Sikandar come all Sankalpa will not come to all states. We don't have, we have only two hands and two legs. Okay, one hand. So we are not implement all other states also.
No, it is very nice that. Can you go to the one slide you have shown on with respect to United Nations report?
Okay.
That can you spend some more time on that? It's very example operationalization success. You talked about it, but the United Nations report, if you can spend some time more, it is very important that things has to be talked. That
Yeah. This
this
is
one, yes, that's true. This
this
is
is in the
United
two,
Nation. It's a 2015.
it's a 2050, and I got this 2018 one of the news in our Kannada news. I got this information from them.
Yeah, but the thing is, that what is the situation today? Is there any latest report after this 2015?
No, 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 no. So
Huh?
I'm very interesting. I'm very interested in making the solutions. I'm not interested in these problems.
Hey, that's true. The thing is that, this is an eye opener. It is an
Yeah.
eye opener. In 1960 in India, there were only 10 lakh open wells, no bore wells.
Yes.
In
Yes.
2000, 1.9 crore bore wells with a depth of 400 feet to 1900 feet. There is now a groundwater development board and groundwater development authority.
Yeah. They maybe
Groundwater
they have.
board and groundwater authority. Now this
Yes.
was set up. Groundwater development authority was set up, I think, some 15 16 years back.
Yeah.
So this one has to see that our groundwater regulations and what is really happening. So even in very other developed countries, both the surface water, surface water belongs to is a public goods. Even in India, throughout the world, surface water is a public good. But in India, groundwater is a private property,
Yes.
and he or she can happily withdraw the water of somebody else's land
Yes.
by digging a very deep bore well.
Mm-hmm.
And but in a developed countries, they have a regulation that whether it is a surface water or groundwater, it is a public good, and it belongs to government, not belongs to private party.
Correct.
So that situation has to come in India.
No,
That's
here
why I wanted.
also, no, here also the government has done very good regulations and all. Okay, but we have to advise the awareness to the public level.
See,
That
the
is
thing
important.
is that when the water gets collected in a pond, it is available to everybody.
Correct.
But how come that groundwater, is belongs to a particular private person, and he takes the water from other private land by digging more, deep rooted, dug well or bore well or whatever it may be. And so the government, would like to consider that declare groundwater also is a public good. They
Correct.
cannot
Correct.
exploit it.
That's true. That's true.
Regulation comes later. First is the right that it belongs to government. You can vote the land, but below the land is not your property.
Correct. Correct. That's true.
And
True.
the that is very important. That's why I thought that since I have when I was in service, I was as a group head, I water informatics division. I was the head, and I was involved in your World Bank project on groundwater development projects and so on and so forth. So the thing is that this is very important that like in developed countries, you have both surface water and groundwater belongs to government. It's a public good. And India also, the groundwater has to be a public good. And nobody has got the right to exploit somebody else groundwater from somebody else's land by stealing the water by digging in his own land a deep borewell.
Yes.
and
Yes.
uh, and in that connection, your presentation today, it is very important. It has got a social purpose. It has got an environmental purpose. It has got an economic purpose. It is
And
an
what?
economic development.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry to interrupt you. Please
yeah.
go ahead.
Is an economic purpose, economic development, social development, environmental development, and eco development. This is how in these four categories I view it. And from this, I would like to voice that when will India declare that groundwater also belong to government, like a surface water? It is very important. Otherwise, groundwater will get depleted like anything.
Yes.
They will even sell water. There are a lot of water companies. Water is a big market,
Yes. Now started.
and this is very important. And there is no social justice.
Correct.
At least the states which talk about social justice has to declare this first, that groundwater also belongs to government, not to individual. And
Yeah.
this is very important. And I'm very happy that this one you brought it out. And I would like to would like to invite that the guest who also joined, Mr. Manish. Can you put madam on the front screen? Okay. Hello. And
Yes.
welcome
Shajar Robinson.
Madam Sajar Robinson.
Thank you,
I'm
Professor.
Professor Moni, and I'm very happy that you found time to participate in today's program. Hope you liked today's webinar.
Yes, definitely. It's great work that you are doing, presenting all of this really valuable information to people, because it's so needed. It's not only needed in India, it's also needed here in Australia, although we have big farms here. But the groundwater situation is similar in so many places. So what's relevant to, particularly in India, is also relevant in other places.
For you are speaking from India, or you are speaking from Australia?
No, I'm currently in Australia.
Very nice. That it's a national webinar has become an international webinar. I'm very happy about it. See, I was a former Director General, National Informatics Center, and I retired in 2013, and I was the man who brought 512. I was the project director for 512 districts e-governance program way back in 1987.
Wow. Okay.
And then 95, I brought IT in agriculture blueprint. And then after and that time there was no e-governance program in the country. By the Department of Electronics, they announced in 2005. And when internet was not available, we were able to work from bottom-up process.
Mhm.
And I'm still alive. I'm at the age of 70 now. And then the Soviet Institute of Engineering Technology deemed to be university is the first university in the world to recognize engineering universities as to adopt agriculture as a use case.
Great.
And
Excellent.
they set up, I always voice it, if India is an agrarian economy, every higher education institution has to work for agriculture economy through research, academics. They can't just leave it to agricultural universities and colleges. There is no compartmentalization. And so with my vast experience, I converted in association with the Soviet Institute of Engineering and Technology as an agricultural informatics as a discipline to train engineers, postgraduate students, and agriculture science graduates through IT to get into agriculture. Because it's not always necessary that only you have to have a biology background students. Biology background is needed for crop science or for non-farm, many other things, other discipline people can get into that. That's what I voiced it, and I promoted it. Then after my retirement, the university chancellor invited me as a professor emeritus. We set up 5 centers of excellence to promote technology in rural India, agriculture. Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, MTech in Agricultural Informatics. And then that is 4 years computer science, agriculture, 4 years agriculture technology, 4 years information technology, compressed together as 2 years MTech in agricultural informatics. Bring all the other discipline. And what is needed is that in understanding, India is, 65% of the people live in a rural area, and 14.2 crore operational holders. That it's very important. So, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies to work for digitalized agriculture value chain for 400 agriculture commodities. And then, in order to strengthen e-governance through standards, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Application. We launched a MBA in Agribusiness Management and MTech in Informatics and e-governance. And then to train CEOs of SMEs. India has got about 63 million SMEs in the country. We launched a Center for IT Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, and launched a MBA. And then with the health data economy, I explained that it's a big opportunity which I've been voicing since 2010. COVID situation has proved 75% of the disease which we get from animal, and health data as a layer. It's a integrated approach: human health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, environmental health, fish health, on a village through a GIS labor. It is $1 trillion data economy. Lot of data scientists can work on this, and which can liberate country not to lock down, in near future in any pandemic situation. So this is what I thought that during COVID situation. I thought that I was part of the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report. I wrote volume 12B, that is digital technology in agriculture, 7 mission mode programs. I thought, let me propagate, let me bring in all the rural youths to get to do it. Today is the 101th edition, and every week at 11. Today we are late by 10 minutes. Otherwise it would have started by 11 o'clock. And it attracted a lot of research scholars, NGOs, and startups to work in this area. And last week I met Mr. Sikandar at Banaras University. They invited me to deliver a talk. I talked on agricultural informatics is essential for undertaking academic and research program. Any country which consider agriculture as an economy, their economy. And I met him. I visited his booth and stall. I felt very happy because I also involved in a water informatics program, and my one top paper which I presented in 2005, it is still on the website, which you can put my name and you can Google it and get it. And as soon as I came back to Delhi, I called him yesterday. Would it be possible to have his talk today? He's agreed, and I was quite impressed. Yesterday whole night I was going through his website and so on and so forth. I was able to bring it out, and this is a very successful project in operational. Operational technology brought it, and he delivered it not only in one location. Many startups are not able to stand up, and after standing up, those startups, they are not able to scale up, and after scaling up, they are not able to globalize it. That is a situation we are watching it. But today, as an NGO, as a trust, as a society, he is working. My wholehearted appreciation from the university and my behalf that he has done it. He is able to scale it up, and for the entire country, different region, not within the one region. And I thank Mr. Meeranayak for his wonderful job.
Thank
And
you.
you can join with the university. We can convert your whole exercise as a 3 months, 6 months diploma, with bringing in artificial intelligence, big data analytics, GIS technology, drone applications, remote sensing applications, and and blockchain technology very effectively, so that rural youths can be trained as, and also entrepreneur to undertake this one, this job. Not only that having this borewell recharging structure, but also continuous monitoring and value addition through data analytics. And so this is very important, and this will be an operationalization of the 6th recommendation of the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report on digital technology in agriculture. So you can take now even the government support quoting the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report. So this value chain, Sankalp Rural Development Society and Shobhit Institute of Engineering Technology, these 5 centers of excellence, let us work together. And also that we work very closely with the African Asian Rural Development Organization, ORDO. So this technology can go through this by having a certification program, training the rural youths, certify them, and then take the technology, go and let them operationalize it in 31 member countries of ORDO, African Asian Rural Development Organization, and other countries too. So this is a big potential, and I'm very happy that your title is Water is Life, but the current condition of the water table is very poor. It is true everywhere. So now I would like to hear from Madam Sajar Robinson. What do you think about this webinar series? How you feel it? How even the farming community and the students from Australia can also join with our ventures through this agricultural informatics to propagate in Asia Pacific region. Over to you.
Sir, can I close the PPT?
Yeah, please,
Yeah,
please.
please.
And sir, before starting, Madam View, can I show the video of?
Yeah, please.
So this was a fully dried up bore well, and now we can see water in this bore well now. Plenty of water in this second false well that's going in now into the bore well.
This is Karosi village, so where we are implemented with the support of CAIRS Small Finance Bank. Before implemented this is a totally dried borewells. This farmer, he's left that borewells. We did borewell discharge last July. Now getting good water. So this is the good result. We can say if it is total dry borewell, 100% you can get a result from this rainwater harvesting through borewell discharge. After this dry borewell, he dig another 3 to 4 borewells in different places. So we took these challenges in this village because we entered the first time in this area. So we have to show that people to dry borewell to recharge that. So now we are getting good results from the borewell discharge. So in the next level, we can do more borewells here.
Here we've done 5 bore wells with the help of the FinCare Small Finance Bank. This is a pilot project, and this bore well here was fully dried up. This farmer has 6 acres and he's drilled 4 bore wells. This one, which was completely dry, he's not been able to use. There's actually no pump on it at the moment, but he will put a pump in the dry season. And the water we've taken from a small stream that's over there that's flowing continuously at this time, we've piped it across to here to recharge this bore well. Now when we look at it, there's plenty of water in the bore well. So the farmer's going to have plenty of water to irrigate his sugarcane crop next dry season. So thanks to FinCare Small Finance Bank for doing this really good project, and we're hoping to do more in this area now that the surrounding farmers see the good results.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ರೀಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ರಿಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ?
ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಲೋ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಚಲೋ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ನೀರು ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ರೀ ಚಲೋ ಆಗೈತೆ.
ಏನು ಅನಿಸ್ತು? ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗರು?
ಹುಡುಗರು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ. ಈ ಪೈಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾವ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ರೀ, ಕೇರಿಂದ ರೀ, ಈ ಹಳದಿಂದ ಪೈಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕುನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಾರ್ರಿ. ಕುನಿಯಾಗ ನೀರು ಬದ್ದು ಕುನಿ ಚಾಲು ಆಗೈತಿ. ಕುನಿ ಚಾಲು ಆಗೈತಿ. 5-6 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಂದತ್ತು ಕುನಿ. ಈಗ ಚಾಲು ಆಗೈತಿ, ನೀವು ಕುನಿ ತುಂಬೈತಿ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ರೈತರು ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿದಾರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದನ್ನು?
ಒಂದು 10-12 ಮಂದಿ ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ಯಾರ.
ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅವರು?
ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಚಲೋ ಅಂತಾರ. ಚಲೋ ಅಂತಾರು. ಕರ್ಸ್ರ ಅಂದಾರ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ. ನಮ್ಮದು 4-5 ಕುನಿ ಅದಾವ ಮಾಡ್ನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರ.
ಓಕೆ. ಈಗ ಈ ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ರಿಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಮ್ದು ಡಬಲ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೈತರ ಬತ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು?
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಚಲೋ ಐತ್ರಿ ಅದು. ಅನುಕೂಲ ಐತ್ರಿ ಅದು.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೂಟ್ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಹಾಕಿರಿ ನೀವು?
ನಾವ್ರೆ 700 ಫೂಟ್ ಐತ್ರಿ.
700 ಫೂಟ್, 700 ಫೂಟ್ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಐತಿ.
ಹಾಂ.
ಅವರೇಜ್ ಈ ಭಾಗದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫುಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರ?
1000 ತಕ ಹೋಯ್ತ್ರಿ.
1000 ತಕ ಹೋಗಿ?
1000 ತಕ ಐತ್ರಿ.
1000 ತಕ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ಬಂದಾಗ್ಯಾವ?
ಹಾಂ, ಬಂದದಾವ್ರಿ.
ಅಂಥವು ಬಂದ
ಅದಾವ್ರಿ, ಅವು ಬೇದಾವ್ರಿ. ಅವು ಒಂದು 4 ಅದಾವ್ರಿ ಕುಣಿ. ಅವು ಚಾಲು ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡಕ್ರಿ. ಅವರು ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಯಾರ್ರಿ, ಮಾಡಕ್ರಿ ಚಾಲು.
ಈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಮತ್ತು ಫಿನ್ಕೇರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ?
ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವ್ರಿ.
ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ಯದ?
ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Thank you very much. I think the film has really summed up your collaboration between this Fine Care Bank and also that Sankalp Rural Development Society, and getting from the real beneficiaries is very important. And the way in which they expressed their gratefulness and also that confidence which this project has developed in them. So from one borewell recharging, now the farmer has gone to four well recharging. That is a success rate. It is a 400%. What else is needed? And thank you very much, Mr. Meeranayak and also Madam Robinson, to get involved in this project. And now I would like to hear from you that how we three can join together and propagate it not only in India through the university and also to the 31 member countries of ORDO. Over to you.
Would you like me to say something?
Yes.
One of the things that I see that's really important, that I believe that the university and your digitization of things can be really helpful for, is that for grassroots organizations, it's really difficult sometimes to collect the valuable data that is needed. And we totally need this data collection, which is continuous and which can assist us to present the results of everything, because we can say, yes, this bore well was dried up fully and the farmer says it, and now they are having water in that bore well. That's fine.
Just one minute. Mr. Manish, can you put the madam's name, Sasa Robinson, Australia, or Fincare, the bank name Australia? Can you put the title, change it so that this is a live one, so that students, anybody who watches this movie, video can also see the title appropriately. Mr. Manish?
Yeah, from Australia.
Okay. Saja Robinson, Australia. Can you put change the name? Okay, thank you. Please carry on.
Okay. So, yeah, basically what I was saying is that data collection is incredibly important, because if you don't have that data, it's much more difficult to present it to the stakeholders in the story. It's more difficult to present it first to the farmers and also to those who might be giving funds to help with this situation. It's the core of the convincing of people that this is what is working, because the difficulties that we face and I will say we because I'm completely involved with SRDS, one of the major difficulties we face, well, two, getting funds to support the whole thing, and the second thing is actually convincing the farmers. So if we go into a new area such as Karoshi, which was demonstrated in the video, we need to do like a pilot project so that the farmers can see in their area, this is what's happening. But if we had better data, if we had more digital presentations, for example, but if we also had, engineering people or people like IT people who could work on simple systems that can monitor the bore well situation, that can monitor the area. Doesn't have to be every bore well, but if you could take, say, out of an area where you have 30 to 40 bore wells, if you could take 10 of them and have a monitoring situation there that could show the levels of the water, that would be really, really helpful, because then you can present it to people and say, here is the data. The data is so important in this time. I think also the engineering side of it, of what you mentioned about needing engineers also to be involved in this type of work. Engineers sometimes have a different way of thinking. And Sikandar has developed this process by a trial and error method, and it works really, really well. And I totally admire him for his invention in this and his persistence in working in this way. But sometimes if we want to reduce costs, then sometimes engineering people can be incredibly helpful in that, because they have an idea from what I would say left field, from another place, that they're seeing something coming in. They could say, well, maybe we could try using this. And then they could develop different types of prototypes based on Sikandar's work to trial and error in the university to see, does this work better? Can this bring more water? Can this really be a longer lasting thing or more environmentally friendly? All of those type of questions that we could, everything can be improved. Everything can be developed further. So, but we need the brains, and we need the outside support and the hand holding by people like universities, or people like the people who are doing this type of work, or this type of development work. We're on the grassroots level, we're out there talking to the farmers, we're out there doing the work, we're out there collecting the stories, but sometimes we need somebody to help us to develop further. Yeah, that's my 2 bits.
No, it's very important that you also brought it out, all the relevant components, engineering component. I think, will be, it will have an, interest to see what Mr. Sikandar has done it. He did his graduation from the social, he's a bachelor of social work, and when he can do such a wonderful job at the grassroots level, which is providing, relief to the people, and also that is is developmental, sustainable development. And when the engineer people who are working with civil engineering background and structural engineering and so on and so forth, when they will look at this one, all his prototypes which he has developed it can get into with the engineering engineering aspects, and they can study with respect to what a scientific and technology discipline is needed, and that is more important. See, like for example, when India is traditionally having Indian system of medicine, Ayurveda, Siddha, and even yoga, and many other things is not only for medicinal plants, but also had spiritual life plus also yoga, which is an alternative medicine for being health, well-being, wellness. But many companies is that you please show the scientific proof, and this allopathy system, which brought by the Britishers when they came to India, and they have, it's a different treatment. Then COVID situation has proved everything wrong of those companies. That is only the Indian system of medicine only made the people. We didn't have many people in rural areas. We never seen the large scale casualty, and people were very happy, and and that is the situations that. And it is very nice that that that's why when I even 2 times I met in Lucknow, in Varanasi, and I was quite impressed. I'm also involved in this, informatics, e-governance for the last 42 years. My journey started, even though I joined the service in 1978, and after my MTech in computer science from IIT Chennai 76-78 batch, and Now, 83 onwards, my journey in the grassroots level. And when I saw that this is a model which he is doing it, and he is also bringing in some sort of a trustworthiness, trust. And he says that, that's what I said it in my initially, that the vision should be government vision, but NGO is giving a vision, a global vision, that water should be for all. We wanted to make it. And India is a country which has got a heavy rainfall. It goes to sea without anybody's permission. When there is no water, then politics play. They fight among each other. They go to court. When rain comes, and it goes without anybody's permission to Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea or Indian Ocean. And, this is what is happening. And you take Israel, they don't have that much rainfall which India gets it. But their agricultural sector, you see the, productivity, prosperity. And why can't India achieve it? At least save water and recharge water, and rather than getting polluted. When I looked at this integrated approach of healthy data, everybody looked at me. Everybody, put it when it is, when I put it as a recommendation, and the health informatics as a value okay. And am I audible now? Hello?
Yeah, now it's good.
Hello? Am I audible? Okay, fine. There was some disturbance.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Where from it happened. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So it is very important to have this program, and it's operational, it is scaled up, and now we have to bring it to as a informatics network value chain. And we have to have he has got 2,400 plus borewells and also many other sites. In order to make it, we have to collect data periodically from these borewells, and also to see that, bring in a lot of analytics based on it, and show to that this is how our product, our technology worked, our system engineering worked, and farmers, the beneficiaries got benefit out of it. And why can't we have this type of regulations? Bring it. It's very important. And it is, that's how I look at it, and train the rural boys and girls. Maybe based on your experience, let us put information technology, operational technology, and knowledge management plus rainwater harvesting. 4 components we put together, make it as a 6 months program, as a joint venture between Shobhit University, Institute of Engineering and Technology, and SANKALPA Rural Development Society, and FinCare Bank. And I'll be very happy. This is my suggestion, and over to both Madam Sajar Robinson and Mr. Sikandar Meeranayak to
Yes.
get from you.
Yes,
Over to
thank
you.
you, sir.
There was one thing more that I actually wanted to say, which didn't come out in the presentation, and that I think is incredibly important. And it is this: when bore wells were first being drilled, they were being drilled to much more shorter, much lower levels. So actually higher levels, because it's and they were coming to the shallow aquifer. Now, those shallow aquifers are fairly easy to regenerate, because that's where the water percolates from each rainy season. But now that they're going to 800 feet, 1,000 feet, to those levels, what they're doing now is drilling down into the deep aquifers. Those deep aquifers are regenerated incredibly slowly. And that water that they're pulling up now is ancient water. This water is hundreds of years old. It's not from last rainy season. So what we are doing now is really, really coming to the depletion of the water table, which is very ancient water, and it's not going to be replenished tomorrow. And so I think that one of the things that's incredibly important also is that at this stage, the government has to step in and legislate in relation to new bore wells, and legislate that if you drill a bore well, you have to put some form of recharge system on it, because otherwise all you're doing is taking money out of the bank and nobody's putting the money back in the bank. And one day that money in the bank is run out. That water in the deep aquifer is run out, and we're not going to replace it very easily. Yeah, I just wanted that point.
It is a good example. It's a good example. And, you take the money and you have to also replenish it. Otherwise, it will become an empty. And it's a good example, easy to understand. Now, Mr. Sikandar, tell us that what should be our action plan? What should be our action plan?
Action plan. Okay. So if you would like to interest this technology, if you are the farmers there, and we can implement there in your areas. But it's not an implement, but it's including, will give the training to your youths, your students. Then they become entrepreneurs.
No, it is not only the student. I am looking into that even the people who are outside the campus. The COVID situation has brought many people from urban area to rural area. So a lot of people who are looking for a good employment opportunity and career option. And, that we should be able to, now under this one, now I'm now initiated a lot, if you look at the, opportunities, India has got, grows about 450 agriculture commodities, 6.25 lakhs villages. We are now trying to promote one agri-tech startup in every gram panchayat, 6.25 lakhs village, 2.25 lakh gram panchayat, one per each gram panchayat means 6.25 lakh agri-tech startups. So the thing is that with the technology, which is now available, so, in the area of, you take simply, rainwater harvesting, alone that, the examples which you brought it out, every cities and even in villages now, when population go, they are going for multi-storied buildings. So the thing is that when the water comes, you can't just leave it. Somebody has to sit at the, see, that's why today, the drainage system, sewage systems, storm drain systems, nobody, even monitor the, performance, functioning of the systems. And with IoT, and when you put it this one, we'll also put an IoT, which will transmit data, water quality data, as well as also functioning of the, bore wells and so on and so forth. So we will collect it through the IoTs. Sensors can be manufactured and put it. And let us try to have this data and make it available for further research and so on and so forth. Lot of students can come, they can work on it. And this is very important to, do it. You've done a wonderful job. It's a big case study, 2,400 plus bore wells, 10 states, and it's an enormous, examples at the grassroots level to motivate students to undertake, not only from India, from all African countries and other Asian countries. It's very important. This is how I look at it, that because a person who worked on data, database development program in 1983 onwards, when I was given the responsibility of district information system, I come out with a vision of 28 sectoral database development program way back in 87. And brought out documents. We didn't have technology at that time. And today people talk about artificial intelligence, big data analytics, GIS technology and everything. But if the data, as I proposed in 87 to the district administration, would have been collected, today with the artificial intelligence and big data analytics and value chain remote sensing, you would have got a real decision support system from bottom up. a real democracy would have taken place. And sustainable development, economic development, inclusive development, ecology-based development would have taken place. Today, we don't have a raw data. Everything is statistics available.
Okay.
So now, if you even many of the district level, statistics people may not even know that these 2,400 borewells you have dug up, recharge is there, and the district administration doesn't know about this data is available. It doesn't come under the government's monitoring purview.
Yeah, you can help me that how we can involve.
Yeah,
in
so
the
that's
government
why, that's what under the water informatics value chain. Because as a doubling farmers' income, it is a government, recommendation under the digitalized integrated land and water management. That's why I'm putting it, where agricultural resources information system when we built up, where that, surface water and the groundwater, and wherever we can take up even irrigation census, which gives all details about bore wells and so on and so forth. We can select all those things and study it and see that how to recommend. It's a very big thing that from the latest irrigation census, and I will also send you an abstract which based on 2010-11, that time irrigation census when I was in service. And it is a very important, government does now, they have also gone for, village level, the location specific and so on and so forth. And even borewell, to have an, latitude and longitude. And now with this type of technology, now you are giving a value addition. You have a census about your borewells, your infrastructure, what, irrigation infrastructure. Then afterwards, what is there? You're saying that there is a number of dug well, bore well, and so on and so forth. Afterwards, what? Who is collecting data? Pre-monsoon, post-monsoon, during monsoon. And then parameters. It is, if that data is available, then there has to be some sort of a method. It's a data value chain has to be created. Data value chain. This is where I have been voicing, in various manner that, natural resource accounting is very important at the village level. And you have shown the way. One component. The district administration is not, does not have that much expertise. And that's very important. Let us work out a case study. As I know, we'll through that, we'll have sign an MOU between the university and your society, and as an international, even my Dr. Grish, Southrapalas from Australia, we are working on, project for that, this use of artificial intelligence and big data analytics to ensure optimal nutrient in soil and harvested food to reduce, human disease.
Sure.
And, I will also give the reference to Madam Robinson, and they already signed an MOU with the university to work on this project. It's very important. And if the soil is not healthy, whatever you eat from the plant which is grown on the soil is not going to be healthy. The same manner, we have to have also, along with the borewell, we also have the soil conditions around it. And the minerals of the soil controls the cells metabolism of the cells of plant, animal, and soil, and water. So this is very important. That's why I took interest that I requested you. I'm very happy that you joined today. And today, it's very important. Let us have, you can also think about it based on our discussion and how to have a new data value chain. See, data cannot be generated. Data has to be, data has to be taken from the operational projects.
Correct.
That's why transformation through technology, TTT. No, it is not, it is application of information technology and application of operational technology, OT. That's why IoT, information technology and operational technology. Plus, and integrated with our knowledge management. So these three, and then cloud computing. The four are essential for grassroots level development.
Okay.
In urban area, you can work from the buildings. You don't know,
Yes.
you don't have to know what is seen outside. But in villages, it is open universe. And we have to see that information technology, operational technology, and knowledge management, plus cloud computing or edge computing or fog computing.
Yes.
Maybe later quantum computing. So
Okay.
sorry, and this is very important, and that's why I thought that let me give a framework. Let us understand the framework. Let us discuss the framework based on your work which you are doing it.
Sure.
And you've done enough on a ground level. Now you have to, your wings has to fly.
Yeah.
By, I'm not, I'm with a great heart. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm telling that you've done a lot of things that now you have to, show it to the whole world
Yeah.
that this is feasible and this is possible and this is a must.
Yes. Yeah.
This is
Sure.
very important. And
Definitely.
let me hear from last words from Madam Robinson and you, and then I will close the webinar. Over to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you go, Sikandar.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, last words. It would be great to do a collaboration with the university and really appreciate your input. It's very valuable for us to connect with people such as yourself, and thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Just 1 minute. There is one query comes from one participant. Madam Kasturi, is it cost effective? What about water quality, hardness, impurities, etc.? Is it customizable for industry sector? Does it involve recurring cost for every year? Both of you.
Yes. Yes. That's true. It is cost effective. It is reduce the hardness. Reduce the hardness and cost effective. It's 1 or 2 years recurring that cost.
And there's no recurring cost every year at all. It's a very sustainable situation. Little cleaning for depending on which situation it is, but basically it's a one-time cost.
I'm very happy that and it can be implemented. Can it be implemented in coastal area? She's asking.
Yes, we can.
Because coastal area, normally get salty water, and people have always having a problem. Because I know her because she
Only
was
thing
my
in
junior. Just 1 minute. She was my junior, work in government, retired 2 months back as a senior technical director, work in fisheries informatics. And she during worked in agricultural informatics, and also that she was the project head to computerize all the fishing vessels in the country, marine fishing vessels, after a Mumbai attack 2008. And it's very important, and that's why since she worked in the coastal area, and that's why she's asking that people in drinking water is a good water in coastal area is a very difficult process. That's why she says that can it be implemented in coastal area.
In coastal area, if the borewell in the rainy season, if it is in the full, if it is an overflow, we can't do it. We can't send it that water in the rainy season. That
No,
if it
now
is in
season, it is an exact, it's a, you can look into this aspect because we have a lengthy coastal
yes.
line in India.
Okay.
It's about
we
something
can do
like,
it.
Thousands of kilometers and more, thousands of fisherman villages. And, it's very important. And if you can, we can take a pilot project. We can take a
Yes.
pilot projects. We can bring all the technology available. And see, for any solutions we need to have somebody to come and give an input, raise a question, and people who have done work will be in a position to look into it. And since he worked in a coastal area for all fishing vessels related databases and so on and so forth, and that's a important, it's a good question which has raised it. But let us look into it under this our collaborations, and if this is done, and it will be a very big thing. It's a very big thing.
Sure.
It is a very big thing, because government under our honorable prime minister's scheme, that tap to water to every house. So where from the tap to water also has to get from some source. The source is depleting. Where to get the tap to water? Tap can be established. Water has to be there. So local regeneration, recharging is necessary for desalination of the salt, sea water. People talk about decades together, and it is not happening, and it is not available to the people. It can be desalination for industry purposes. They can do it. For a common man, still mineral waters are sold in the coastal area. So I think it's a good point which Madam Kasturi has raised it. Let us look into it. Let us, under this, cooperation. Let us, do it. That is very important, and I'm very happy about it. And thank you very much for joining. And I'm very happy that Madam Robinson. What is the time in Australia? It is now. It's about
3:30.
3:30.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very nice that. And here it is. I was going to be 1:00, and very happy to know that. And thank you very much for joining and made the today's program very intellectual, very professional, very operational, and meaningful for the decision makers to look into this video and take appropriate decision. And I will be very happy that based on the discussion, all the three of us can generate a policy paper, and which can go to the government of India.
Okay.
So both of you can, put it with respect to your, experience, and based also on this webinar. Let us prepare a policy paper if need be. If it is necessary, and let us send it to Niti Aayog or the Ministry of Water Resources, and also to the ICAR, where that Center for Dryland Agriculture. They are working on water harvesting and so on and so forth for agriculture purposes, and also that Rainfed Area Development Authority, National Rainfed Area Development Authority, who was the CEO of Rainfed National Rainfed Area Authority, was the chairman of Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 committee, Dr. Ashok Dalwai. So with this, thank you very much for joining in this program, and I thank Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, faculty members, participants, and above all, my guest speaker, Mr. Sikandar Meeranayak, CEO, SANKALPA Rural Development Society, and Madam Sajar Robinson from Australia for strengthening this weekly program, National Webinar Series on Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022. This Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. And December 2022 is going to come. Then from January 2023, this title will be National Webinar Series on, increasing farmers' income. It's increasing farmers' income, enabling farmers' income, and appropriate title. And so it is a landmark, vision, and we should carry it. And by 2030, how we are going to achieve this is a UN decade of development. So let us see to that, let this webinar series be a stepping stone for achieving that, the UN vision of development of decade and achievement of sustainable development and 17 goals, and also Agenda 2030, and also our Honorable Prime Minister's vision on doubling and multiplying the farmers' income many-fold. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll leave